We're now going to move to the continent of Africa, and our next project is from Botswana.
I'm often asked what beauty and purpose means to me, and I think it's one's ability to use their passion, purpose, life experiences, and story to change the lives of those around them. And this is my story, the story of the Genesis. I am a girl from a very small village, and I've lived a life which most people would deem to be average. But from my eyes growing up, I had what I consider to be the greatest support system a girl could ever ask for. I had two amazing and present parents and a community that supported my endeavors. My parents not only provided for my basic needs, but they also validated my beauty and promoted my creative side. And this is what has led me into the all-rounded person that I am. It really breaks my heart to know and see and think of the possibility that most of children growing up in poverty-stricken communities will never grow up to have fulfilling lives simply because of that background. All I really long for is for them to have an environment that nurtures our growth and promotes their health to a point where they can have a kickstart in life. This is the essence of the Genesis. To address the needs of these poverty-stricken communities, the Genesis Project runs two programs, one for children and one for parents. The developmental program for parents equips them with the necessary skills and behavioral attributes of how to raise their children in a conducive and nurturing environment. In facilitating this program, I am joined by a team of a teacher, a psychologist, a social welfare representative, and a doctor.
Education for children will not be complete without parents' input. Parents are there to guide, to support, and to mentor children and to work with teachers. Usually, children are not really given a very good foundation, and there isn't that guidance that we see when children are staying with their parents in urban areas. There is really a challenge, and there was a need for Ms. Botswana to come up with this initiative. I think it will go a long way to change the mindset of the rural communities.
It is also helpful because it encourages parents to have a relationship and a connection with their children.
It is very important to sensitize the community because as time goes on, we do see a lot of cases, and we realize that these cases are caused by basic things that happen in the household.
The primary objective of the Genesis Project is to raise children who grow into emotionally, physically, mentally, and cognitively healthy individuals in society. And this objective would not be fulfilled if we did not work with children too. This part of the project implements educational activities from a predominantly artistic perspective, where children are introduced to artistry, crafts, musical instruments, career and entrepreneurship education, self-validation, games and fun, to ultimately get them to be open to a life outside academics. The program opens up the minds of these children and increases their exposure to the outside world and opportunities. It reshapes their perspective by adding value to their cognitive development and planting the seed that they will grow in. This will ultimately curb social ills which are a result of coming from an economically disadvantaged background.
In rural communities, there is a problem of motivation. Children are not inspired because they don't see anybody in the community who has succeeded through education. Ms. Botswana has succeeded through education and was involved in co-curricular activities. As a living example, she was there to inspire them.
Over and above executing the Genesis Project, I have been committed to partnering with various organizations across the country in their philanthropic work. Some of the NGOs that I've been working with include SLS, Masiela Trust Fund, as well as the biggest public health center in the country, Princess Marina Hospital. I'm proud to say that the impact that has been experienced by these communities will not be short-lived, but will rather be sustained for years and years to come, as I have now registered the Lesotho Foundation, which will now house our beloved Genesis project and continue to partner with various charitable organizations across the globe. And this is what I represent, a beacon of sustainable impact.
We're going to have a close-up. If you could maybe go towards the centre of the stage. Kasego, how far do you think you can take this project, if you'd like to tell everybody that?
Good evening, everyone. I am feeling very emotional, so please pardon me. This opportunity is very amazing for me, and I want this to be a lifelong opportunity for poverty-stricken communities. I want it to be sustainable because the goal is not just to impact them on a daily basis, but is to create a culture and a norm where children are raised in a very nurturing environment. So it's not something that I could say is just educational. It's not something that I could say is just impactful for a very short period of time. But the point is to create a culture and a norm worldwide where we can see that it's normal to come from a conducive environment. It's normal to have a present father. It's normal to have food on the table and a roof over your head. Because that's something that I've had. And I grew up in a world where it's foreign to say that I come from a nurturing environment. And I truly desire for every child to have a kickstart in life.
Thank you very much, Kasego. Thank you for the Botswana. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Our next project comes from Tanzania.
Inside the delivery room, this is the sound you want to hear. It means that the baby can breathe. Everyone born in this world shares a common experience. We all start life from a mother's womb into mother's arms. Women, the foundations of our society, bravely take on this role. In Tanzania, a country with rich cultures and beautiful landscapes, the journey of becoming a mother is often overshadowed by the high risk of death for both the mother and her child. Sadly, maternal and child mortality happens to be a global crisis. As of 2021, the number of mothers dying in Tanzania was alarmingly high, with 556 deaths every 100,000 babies born alive, indicating the dangers pregnant women face. Bleeding heavily after childbirth, also known as postpartum hemorrhage and eclampsia, is the primary indicator for these death rates, accompanied by shortage of well-trained birth attendants and difficulty reaching health facilities for women living in remote areas. As for young children, the risk was equally high, with 67 deaths for every 1,000 babies born alive. Poverty, malnutrition, and preventable diseases like malaria and pneumonia make the situation worse. 5 years ago, a cherished family friend lost a baby in the 8th month of pregnancy, leaving our family in so much pain and sorrow. A heartbreaking event that highlighted the intensity of this crisis. This was the driving force and starting point of my Beauty with a Purpose project on maternal and child health. When I started this project, the main aim was to reduce the number of women and children dying due to pregnancy-related issues, as well as to improve the maternal and child health of our community in general. I visited a number of hospitals across the country to assess the maternal and child health situation, and that is when I saw the true hardships that pregnant women face, especially in rural areas of Tanzania. At Mkomainda Hospital, located in the Mtwara region, women in labor have to travel long distances just to reach the hospital, since ambulances are very scarce. And still, they have to walk a long way from the gate to the maternity ward due to lack of wheelchairs. Even after all this struggle, if they're lucky enough to deliver their babies safely, they're still faced with unpredictable circumstances like postpartum hemorrhage, preeclampsia, and anemia in babies. I witnessed this firsthand in the hospital, where a mother delivered her child, but they were not allowed to leave the hospital because the newborn received blood transfusion. Since the hospital was short of blood supply, they had to find a replacement for the blood that they received for them to be discharged. Lucky enough, together with some of my team members, we were suitable donors and we were able to help to replace it. Only then was she allowed to go home. The whole experience later on pushed me to name my Beauty with a Purpose project as My Blood, My Generation. This shows how shortage of blood in hospitals is a serious case in the rural areas of Tanzania, considering postpartum hemorrhage is the leading cause of maternal death globally. You can see how women in rural areas of Tanzania are at high risk of dying in the process of giving birth. Nationwide, I decided to launch a blood donation campaign, not only to convince people to donate blood, but also adopt it as a culture, which is safe and free from any danger. Leading by example, I myself have donated blood 4 times within my reigning year. By doing this, I have been able to reassure the public that there is no harm in donating blood, but rather it's an act of heroism. To make the campaign complete, we had to take it to places with high volumes of people like markets, universities, restaurants, big events, and even in larger stadiums. Through this, we collected more than 10,000 units of blood, capable of saving more than 30,000 lives, including those of children with severe anemia and pregnant women affected by severe loss of blood during delivery. In recognition of my efforts, I was appointed by the National Blood Donation Center of Tanzania as National Blood Donation Ambassador and face of the movement to promote voluntary blood donation, maternal and child health. This is just the beginning. I hope to keep saving lives of mothers and their children, as well as their next generations, through my initiative and through inspiring other people to do the same. My blood, my generation.
Wow, Halima, very impressive film. But what inspired you to start this program?
Well, like I said in the video, 5 years ago, I said it as a close family member, but she was more like a sister to me. She was pregnant, and on the 8th month of pregnancy, just 1 month before she gave birth, she lost her baby. And that is when I knew the connection that is between the mother and the child. And I knew that even if a child is not born, it's alive, and it can affect a person just as much as the death of a grown human being. And that was the cause of my starting of the project, My Blood, My Generation.
And what keeps you going now? What inspires you now to keep going?
Well, the video that you were showed just now, this was the one I submitted, but as Miss World gave us more time to do the project, I did more than just blood donation. I gave so many things to hospitals, but I met a woman, her name was Salma, and I was just going to the spa to get my one thing done, but then she came to me and said, I am pregnant, I need help, my husband has abandoned me, and I need to go to the hospital just to give birth to my child. And she was also 8 months pregnant. I remember my sister lost her baby just at that time, so I chose to help her. I took her to a hospital, and she was actually having brain problems too, so she was disabled. I took her to a hospital that helps disabled pregnant women, and she gave birth. That moment keeps me going up until today when I hold Salma's child in my hands. I am very proud of the work that I've been doing.
Hannah is coming next.
It might look just one step, but I believe this one child that I saved might come and save more than one child in the future, and that's why I call it my blood generation.
Well, let's hope, Halima, that you continue to save the lives of many mothers and babies to come. Congratulations, Halima,
Thank
from
you so much.
Tanzania.
Woo!
Right, our final project from Africa
You got
comes
that?
from Uganda.
Woo! Excuse me. Can I get some tea?
My name is
Tea.
and this is my story of how I've grown to inspire so many young girls in my home village. I come from a family of so many beautiful women, and the man who meant to be my father. At the age of 2, tragedy happened to strike my family when we lost my mother to cancer. I come from a society that supports forced marriages. So when my mother died, marriage. Little did people know that we had a father that would do anything to see us succeed. My dad was a husband. My father worked tirelessly to see that all my sisters and I got what to eat and also attend school. When I made 3 years old, my father proposed to me the idea of starting school. I was very excited because I would see my sisters every morning trek to school, and I wondered how it felt like to go to school. So the first day of my school wasn't that interesting because I walked for almost 15 kilometers from home to school. After school in the evening, we found out visitors that had come to ask my sister's hand in marriage. My sister was just 12 years old. My dad got scared after receiving the news. My dad took my sister to a faraway school to save my sister from being married at a very young age. And that is the same thing he did for my fellow sisters. So many girls who would go to school. By the time we finished, most of the girls that I studied with in the same class were married. When my dad saw what was happening, my father yearned for a platform where he would speak against early childhood marriages and also advocate for education for the girls. I would see what my dad is doing in the society, preaching against early childhood marriages, because I admired my father so much. I loved the way he spoke to people, I loved the way he expressed himself, and I felt like I would want to be that person in the future. When I finished school, the chance presented itself to me. After being crowned as Miss Uganda, I went back to my hometown, and most of the people were very happy for me and excited. But little did they know that their children would have even become the same thing, or even more, if they had educated them. But most of the parents felt like they did not have a secondary school. Due to my continuous preaching and also requesting the parents to educate girls, we are launching the first ever secondary school in my community. By the community members of Chinoli Village in my home district, and this building is the first ever secondary school that was built in my home village. We are trying to make sure that we get a convenient place for students to study, because so many students were not able to go as far as they went to get quality education. And this is how far we have reached with the building. We hope to continue to see better and quality education for our students in my home village, in Chinoli and Asante district. Together with the Miss Uganda Foundation, we've also managed to launch career talks where we talk to most of the girls across the country, and we do classes that help them do so many things. We talk about menstrual hygiene and health. We talk about reproduction. We talk about self-esteem, confidence, and also advise them to stay in school in case they want to achieve anything higher. We give them sanitary towels, soap, makeup, and also show them how to use them. As a person who believes so much in talent development, I saw that most of the boys in my community were a bit idle because we were over-concentrating on the girls. We launched the first ever Hansen tournament where we get so many boys from different communities to come and play football, where the winner gets to win a prize. I must say that it has been an amazing journey for me working with the Miss Uganda Foundation and also learning so much from lots of the girls I've been meeting. As a queen, this is the true beauty with purpose.
Wow, Hannah, well-deserved ovation there. I think a lot of people won't realise just how personal this is to you and why you started to be involved in this project. Perhaps you can explain.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, I've been looking at my project backstage and I was crying. A 7-year-old me wouldn't expect to see myself here because I was worried about getting married at a very young age. But I had a very supportive dad who supported me to see that I acquire quality education. I believe so many parents can do that to support a girl child, to see that they achieve
We
quality
are going
education.
to win.
And that is what I would want to see for all the girls, not only in Africa, but the world at large.
Amen.
Of course, you actually, I think you lost your mother when you were very young, so your father had to take on that responsibility.
Please don't
Yes,
cry.
so many people actually think fathers do not care, but I had a very supportive dad that even after losing my mom at the age of 2, he fought so hard to be a mother and a father at the same age. We literally 9 girls in a family, and everyone thought we were all going to get married because of the culture and the customs. But my father fought so hard, and he educated us. He always looked for platforms to speak for girls to be educated. And for me, I think that is the best thing each and every father can do for a girl child, because every
Woo!
just like Julian, what has done for us. We appreciate you so much for giving all these girls a platform to come and champion for the
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Woo!
And as you leave the stage, let's also put our hands together for Hannah's father for making such a difference.
Yes. Wow.
Right, we have 2 presentations left, and we now move to the Americas and Caribbean. And the first of those presentations, and our next semi-finalist, Brazil.
My parents always taught me that we can all offer something here to people through small actions, words, or with big projects. Working as a volunteer, I was able to see up close the pain, the fear, the lack of opportunities, and lack of hope of many people.
As Miss Brazil, I became an ambassador of the fight against Hansen's disease, a disease so old and cruel, and which still affects so many people who face, in addition to disease, prejudice. In Brazil, there are 28,000 cases diagnosed per year, making it the second country with the most cases in the world, behind India only.
There is no transformation without action.
Alongside with several ministers and ministers, we raised 50,000 reais, combined with 20,000 reais contribution from Ethiopia only. With these funds, we have worked and donated a vital device for diagnosing Hansen's disease, the electrophysiography. Today, the device impacts hundreds in early diagnosis, understand that there is no cure without access to diagnosis. A transformation without borders. As the global appeal of Hansen's disease at the Vatican, I interacted with affected individuals and world leaders. Together, we discussed solutions and public policies for the inclusion of these people in society. At that moment, I was received by Pope Francis, who listened about my actions in Brazil and worldwide. I also attended the Global Hansen's Disease Forum in India, where I reinforced the true meaning of beauty with a purpose. In that experience, I met a woman affected by the disease, and she said, I never imagined seeing a beauty queen, a figure associated with beauty, talking about this cruel disease, which is the consequences of the body and affects our self-esteem. Here it is reinforces that we carry not only titles and crowns, but a significant responsibility to promote transformations. In 2023, the state of Amazonas faced the biggest river drought in the history of Amazon in 120 years. This caused the rivers to dry up developed to the point of preventing navigation and leaving indigenous villages without food and water to drink. It was painful to see countless children going through hunger and thirst. With the Friends of the Kingdom project, a creative chain of the unit was created, and we began to take action. Started a campaign called SOS Riverside and Indigenous Communities, with the aim to reach distant and isolated places. We encountered children and families who had eaten for days and didn't have access to clean water. This caused serious health problems, like different intestinal infections. After hard work, I can say that we did it. Almost 17 tons of food and 12,000 liters of mineral water were delivered to families. In addition to this work, there is a monthly commitment that has been carried out for 2 years by Friends of the Kingdom projects. We offer the distribution of 1.8 tons of proteins to families and 12 institutions for the elderly, children, and indigenous people of Amazonas. Currently, around 50,000 people receive food support from our group. More than 30,000 kilos of food have already been donated.
Now, back to Amazon. In this place of residence, I would like to make a global call for action to end hunger, poverty, inequality, Hansen disease, and to protect the forests and the people who live in it. We still have time. You are my guests joining in the fight to preserve our most precious asset, our environment.
Please welcome Letitia from Brazil. Wow, Letitia, we've seen you doing so much in that video. I know there must be many things that you still want to do with your life, but you've had a very special honor, haven't you? You've been recognized very recently by a very important person. Tell us about that.
Good evening, Steve. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for choosing me and giving me this opportunity. I had a meeting with Pope Francis. Whilst I work as an ambassador of Hansen's disease, not only in my country, but also in the world. And this is something that makes me feel proud because I was there representing all the people who suffer prejudice, were completely excluded for their society. Brazil is the second country with the most cases of Hansen's disease in the world. And not only that, I also had a meeting with the President of Brazil in the approval of the law that protects children who are completely separated from their parents because of Hansen's disease in the past.
Well, that's fantastic. You've met the President, you've met the Pope. I'm trying to see who's next, but I was hoping I would be in that list, but unfortunately, I do know one thing, that in this world, Hansen's disease, as you know it, many people here may not know what you mean by Hansen's disease, so please tell me.
Exactly. I can say for you that Hansen's disease is leprosy in the past. So I think, these people were excluded, these people don't have the opportunity to be included in society, to work, to study. So in the past, if you had Hansen's disease and you were completely separated from your family, you were excluded by the society.
But now you go out, I know all the people, all the Miss Brazil candidates go out and you physically get involved with the people with leprosy, you bring them out into the community and you change their lives. Thank you, Letitia. Well, you've met 9 incredible candidates, and our final candidate is no exception. She is from Trinidad and Tobago.
Being Miss World Trinidad and Tobago has taught me that when the whole world is quiet, one voice becomes more powerful. I can be a voice for the voiceless, an advocate for change to help people struggling with mental illness This platform gives me purpose and power to make a difference. Mental health is something that I struggle with personally, and it is still something that is uncomfortable to speak about in the world today. So how do we end this stigma? Well, it's through public education and awareness. It is my mission to make mental health a priority for all, to shatter the stigma attached to mental illness, and to ignite hope. This passion is what led me to create the Be Mindful podcast. This is a space where people can share their stories, seek help, get information, and learn that they are not alone in this struggle. This space was created with the generosity of experts from doctors, psychologists, therapists, advocates, and wellness instructors who offer their time to sit with me and discuss topics related to mental health and well-being. We garnered over 72,000 views across platforms collectively to date. It takes one voice to start a conversation, but it takes all of us to continue it. By creating safe spaces in Trinidad and Tobago through school visits, workshops, and discussions around the importance of mental health, the Invisible Scars Project directly connects young people with the knowledge, tools, and assistance they need to overcome mental health problems. One of the leading causes for delayed mental health recovery is the lack of access to resources. So my project is counteracting that. To date, I have interacted with thousands of students at various schools and workshops to share my mental health story and create the dialogue needed to destigmatize the topic. I cannot stress enough how important early intervention is to reduce the likelihood of lifelong mental health disorders. And this is why it's important we focus on the children. The children are the future of our country, of our world, and no child can reach their fullest potential if they are carrying around unhealed, invisible scars. This is why I focus on reopening the Cyber Village Homework Center to create a support system for the children of my home community. I grew up in the Cyber Village, and I experienced the benefits of the Homework Center firsthand as a child before its closure during the pandemic due to inadequate funding. Every child deserves access to equal opportunities for success despite their start in life, and mental well-being plays a key role in that mission. It was my honor to use part of my cash prize to invest into the refurbishing of the Homework Center because it directly assists with the children's academic goals and overall holistic development through tutoring, sports and leisure, summer camp, guest speaker workshops, and coaching. Children deserve a safe space in every community of the world. My grandfather, before passing, was greatly responsible for the original opening of the Homework Center many years ago. I'm proud to say that today we have officially reopened the doors to the children of our community. We are working alongside ministers of our country to potentially have our Homework Center replicated in 220 other community centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago. I also created a children's book called Let's Talk About Feelings, with the assistance of clinical psychologists and healing around us. My goal is to reach the hearts and minds of children and assist them in communicating their emotions. When I was young and struggling with my mental health, I found it extremely difficult to express that I needed help because I didn't understand what I was feeling. So my book is teaching children the tools they need to speak up and resolve internal turmoil. Let's Talk About Feelings is available as both physical copies and an interactive ebook. I hope this can reach every child across the world. My project is working closely with community centers, schools, and ministries to ensure every child in Trinidad and Tobago can have access to mental health and well-being resources, including this book. The Invisible Scars Project also created a wellness campaign through a 5K wellness run and several aerobic burnouts throughout our country to promote the interconnection between physical health and mental health. The 5K Wellness Run was a partnership between Miss World Trinidad and Tobago and Rapper Sports. The slogan for this event was run one lap for yourself and the second lap for someone who you may or may not know struggling with their mental health. My goal is to make mental health and well-being a conversation in every home, school, institution, and community in Trinidad and Tobago, and eventually across the world. The Invisible Scars Project is creating hope through action.
Woo! We have Ashley from Trinidad and Tobago. Come to the stage. It seems a very comprehensive project that you have there.
Thank you so much.
And how have the other contestants received all the work that you're doing?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Good evening, everyone. It's been fantastic, and also hearing the stories of some of my sisters who also face similar challenges. It's made me tear up a lot because it really takes a lot to stand on stage and to stand on this global platform and admit your vulnerabilities. So I appreciate them so much. They've inspired me even more.
Yes. Where do you go from here? Where do you take this forward now?
Well, I want to take it to the world because for me this project is very personal to me. I remember crying my eyes out at the peak of my depression and praying to God and saying, God, just give me a reason to live.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our top 10 Beauty with the Purpose finalists. And Uganda is one of them. We do have Tanzania and we do have Botswana from Africa.
I'm so grateful to this world because you have no idea how much you've empowered me. And more importantly, you've empowered me to help empower people who are also silently battling this. So I appreciate you all so much.
You certainly do find your purpose. Congratulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do, because we've now met all of our contestants, what I'm going to do, because I think it would be a good thing to do, to recognise all of our semi-finalists tonight and ask them to come back to the stage and just join us to receive your applause. Please welcome back Indonesia, Nepal, Turkey, Czech Republic, Ukraine, Botswana, Tanzania, Uganda, Brazil, and of course Trinidad and Tobago.
Woo!
And I think these young ladies deserve a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it for them. Well done, ladies, thank you. And what I'm going to do is just to say to our viewers around the world that while the judging takes place, we're going to be taking a break. So we're going to be leaving the live stream. When we return later and give the results, we'll be meeting the judges and telling you a lot more about what's happening this evening. But in the meantime, from our wonderful base here, the Eureka Sky City, good night.
Woo! Woo! Hey! There they come. Congratulations, Botswana! I love your project. Well done.
We're going to have our dinner service, and then later we'll be coming back with the results of the Beauty with a Purpose, and you'll have a chance to see tonight's
Another photographer. Look at Mariwa. Hi, Miss Nigeria. You look gorgeous. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Hannah.
Hannah, where is she? Oh, she's here. Na photographer. Pero bagenda kungo babungo. Tanzania. Ah, bunage. Uganda, congratulations! Woo! Hannah, say hello to the fans. Hannah. Hana buza ku bantu. Say something. Yeah? Yeah. Hi, Miss South Africa. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Oh. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Hi, South Africa. How are you? You guys are doing amazing. My name is Olivia.
Olivia.
Yeah, Miss Uganda 2019.
Oh, nice. Oh, it runs in the fam.
Sorry?
Oh, you are Miss Uganda 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were her.
Yeah, I'm literally her sister.
You
Yeah,
are.
yeah, I am. I am, yeah. But well done, ladies. Seriously. Oh my God. Tanzania! I need to hug you. Oh, man, go photograph. I'm getting up to the chico. Don't cry. Oh. Well done, Nakale Mavanange. Oh. Can you turn on your Instagram and we go live right now? Huh? That was a surprise. You didn't know.
I didn't know.
That guy didn't know because you were like, what? They can't go to take a photo.
Oh my god, what story? I didn't know that.
Okay, live now. Say something. Guys, this is our Beauty with a Purpose Top 10. Banangi. Uganda is officially top 10 in Beauty with a Purpose. Guys, thank you so much for voting and supporting. Oh my God.
Newest countries in the world.
Yeah. Uganda, we're officially at top 10 Beauty with a Purpose. So, Hannah, say something.
Can I ask you all please to take your seats?
Oh, we're supposed to sit.
They're trying to serve dinner. We need to get the dinner served. We've got a
Oh my
very
God.
busy evening. We've got lots to go through, lots of entertainment coming our way. But please kindly take your seats.
Tanzania.
So the service can begin.
Oh. Oh, okay. Let's go. Oh, wait. Banna get together to go where we go. Yes. Guys, Uganda is officially top 10 Beauty with a Purpose. Woo! Oh my God. Tutu, then I want to go. Well done, Mukazi. Seriously, well done. Guys, we don't have a winner yet. We just have the top 10 for now. They will announce the winner after dinner. Ugandans, we're at top 10. Miss World Beauty with a Purpose. Beauty with a Purpose is the most important competition in this world. So this is it. This is the opportunity.
I told them that it came out right? No one was so I was sitting here with Oliver watching one of the girls with the man and we were like, please come with us. This is one of I miss my baby here. I left her. She didn't know where I was going. So then we kind of didn't know what I moved the code. Like I just went. I was actually wondering why. Never next time. Remember, guys, before you say bye, tell them to keep watching. Guys, thank you so much. And I support them watching. Keep watching. By the way, you guys, you don't know how bad of me. We're 170 followers. And everyone was so everyone is so good. So it's just God's works to me. I was thinking that the first weight I posted, I was posting
Guys, we'll be back later. Bye.